This clip was taken from this past week's edition of WrestleVision Live, which you can watch in full by clicking the end card annotation or the link in the description.
A very interesting thing here. I'm going to get the actual quote before we start. WWE, after they released their fourth quarter profits last weekend, they released the 10K SEC filing. I'm just trying to get up the actual quote.
By the way, I have no idea what that is, by the way.
It's sort of just an official. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. It's an official document that they release. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. It's a corporate statement just about the company in general, and the theme or the topic of Vince McMahon either leaving the company to pursue other endeavours. We know that XFL is a thing that's happening. Retiring from WWE and business altogether, or potentially passing away. WWE in their 10K SEC filing addressed that, and they sort of said what it meant for the company. Now I'm going to read the entire thing, and then maybe we'll break it down, or maybe we'll just sit here and go, I don't really know what that means, but I'm going to read it out, and I quote. It's fairly lengthy, but hopefully it'll be alright to follow along with. In addition to serving as chairman of our board of directors and chief executive officer, Mr. McMahon leads the creative team that develops the storylines and the characters on our programming, including our television, WWE Network and other programming, and live events. From time to time, Mr. McMahon has also been an important member of our cast of performers. The loss of Mr. McMahon due to unexpected retirement, disability, death, or other unexpected termination, for any reason, could have a material adverse effect on our ability to create popular characters and creative storylines, or could otherwise adversely affect our operating results. Mr. McMahon has established Alpha Entertainment LLC, which is the XFL group, to explore investment opportunities across the sports entertainment landscapes. Again, the XFL thing. And Alpha Entertainment LLC plans to launch a professional football league in early 2020. While he has provided the company assurances that his focus on WWE will not be diverted by these efforts, any such diversion or perception of such diversion could adversely affect our operating results and could have a material adverse effect on our stock price. Basically, what they're saying is, if Vince McMahon leaves or dies, it's going to be a bad thing.
No shit.
It's going to happen.
I think that's obvious with every company leader in every company, no matter where. If they leave, pass away, whatever, it's going to have a bad impact for a few weeks, months, maybe a year or two on the company. That's no surprise.
Especially when it's someone as influential as Mr. McMahon.
Yep.
Or Mr. McMahon, giving him his gimmick name,
Well,
Vince McMahon. Because it's not just that he's the boss who oversees things. He's the boss that does everything. Like, he literally...
I think people give him too much crap. I think...
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes it's deserved. Sometimes he does ridiculous, stupid things.
Yeah, but...
We've got to remember... We've got to remember, he's also responsible for the good things as well.
Let's be honest. Without him, we wouldn't have the wrestling and the boom, or even, dare I say, AEW, if it wasn't for him.
If it wasn't for him, no one would know if it's possible to launch and successfully have a wrestling company that big in the world.
Yep.
Nobody would dare.
We'd all be sitting here talking about what happened on Nitro just last week. For him.
Oh my god. Yeah. Scott Steiner won his 30th World Championship.
I mean, we can get into a debate about it. We can get into a debate about it now, I think. That, a lot of people are... I mean, I'm going to try and say this in a nice way. This isn't what I believe. A lot of people are saying that they want Vince to leave so that Triple H can take over, because that will instantly make things better. A bit of a sort of news flash for people. It won't. It won't instantly make things better. It will take a while. It will take a number of years.
But not just 2 years.
Multiple, many years, maybe 5, if maybe longer.
But I think especially in the, I don't think business-wise, but I think creatively right now and in the modern wrestling business, it would be better for Vince to leave. But
I mean,
I just see it creatively, right? So
yeah,
I think creative-wise, Vince still has that old mindset. And I think
yeah.
that's why people say, hey, please leave. We want a modern mindset in control of creative. That's all I hear people talk about when it's about Vince leaving. It's always, hey, creative.
We have no idea how Triple H would do handling the other tasks other than creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen is Vince is giving Triple H more responsibility because, with NXT, he's giving him 205. And also, when Vince sort of, I think it was like the Extreme Rules pay-per-view last year. It wasn't the best pay-per-view by any stretch of the imagination. But Vince couldn't be there for whatever reason. It might have been something to do with XFL. He was doing something else. And Triple H was the one that was left in charge of that. And I think that shows that a very slow process of stepping away and easing Triple H in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we haven't really addressed why WWE felt the need to publish this statement right now. I believe it's because the fear of Vince McMahon going somewhere else to proceed his XFL project also is big within the group of shareholders that WWE has. And I believe when Vince McMahon isn't in charge of WWE anymore, that the share price will drop immensely, and not because because the shareholders feel that another one that is not Vince will not lead the company the best or to their intentions, what they would like to see WWE pursue in the future. And if you take a look at another company like Nintendo, where their boss passed away suddenly, they really had a struggle, but they were able to prepare that. And in WWE, Vince is preparing to leave, obviously, but it's a very slow process. And for Nintendo, in that case, they didn't really were prepared, even though they could have. And I don't know if WWE is prepared. So it's always a matter of preparation. And I don't get that feeling from WWE right now, really. There's some things they do with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, but in the end, if Vince McMahon suddenly dies, which I hope doesn't happen, then the WWE will be really in a kind of struggle.
Creative-wise, I don't think that much, to be honest, but the other parts of the business, I think, yeah. I think
they're intrinsically linked as well. I think there's a heavy link in terms of creative and business, and I think you've got to get that balance.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's part of the sort of the easing in they're doing of Triple H. They're kind of giving him more control gradually. It's a gradual thing, and I think they're going about it the right way.
They're going to give Triple H control of SmackDown when it moves to Fox.
Could very well happen. Even if with the rumor that NXT goes to Fox as well, maybe he has SmackDown and NXT then. And yeah.
He also does 205 Live, don't forget that.
Yeah, running Raw come the end of the year, I think.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's a very interesting sort of thing. And I think Triple H has shown with NXT that he is capable of, if he is put in control, we've got no reason to believe he won't do a good job.
Yep.